That was Leon. We gotta match up people's voices to names so that they know. But niggas keep talking out of turn.
We'll speak when spoken to.
The first one you heard was Leon. Dan Aaron's over there.
Hi, I'm Aaron.
Devon.
I'm this here that's like, damn, these guys, like, wait a minute, bruh.
I mean, I was about to say hi because he was introducing me.
I know, it's the whole intro every fucking time. Niggas always gotta fuck it up.
You're part of that. You realize this, right? Shut the fuck up.
Hey. Not this time.
Not this time. Anyways, Ahmani.
Not this time, as Pele still exists over here.
Animal.
The intro wasn't done.
This Adam.
Hey, I don't sound very enthusiastic today. I am injured currently.
Sprained his
Yes, we have an
ankle.
Pele.
I hope he's okay. I hope it gets better.
Did you do the Peter
You
Griffin?
hear me groan?
Did you do the Peter Griffin thing?
No, it wasn't the knee. It was the ankle.
Okay.
And
Still could do
I
it.
was
Yeah,
I was kind of like silently screaming, scaring Zach and Sean for a bit. So I don't think it was anything funny business with that.
That was unfortunate.
Well, that wouldn't
bro.
be,
Spraying,
but, you know.
spraying an ankle fucking hurts, bro.
Yeah, no, it
It's
sucks.
not
Luckily, it's not broken, but it does
Hey,
hurt like a
good. At
bitch.
least it's not broken. Although sometimes
It's a better thing.
you can sprain your ankle so bad that breaking it would be a better thing. That's the thing
Honestly.
that can happen.
But no
Didn't
shooting
even know it
pain,
could be that
just
bad.
Yeah.
icing. It's to
Cheney,
hell and back in a lot of pain.
Cheney, at one point, she sprained her ankle so bad in high school, the doctor was like, you should have just kept going and broken it. It would have been better. It would have healed better.
That's so.
Oh yeah, like pain is so bad, might as well just break
It
it.
was just like, you should have just broke it. That's wild.
Might as well fucking break it. Why not?
Because muscle and tendon don't ever heal always like the best. You know what I mean? Gotta be real careful. Anyways,
Really fun. That's crazy.
Well, I got weak ankles now. That's what I found out today.
also Deavugh.
Only for the time being.
For now, but even still.
Huh? What was my name mentioned?
The struggles. So please, I guess, ignore any pain grunts from Pele that might occur during this.
I'll try to keep it to a minimum, but sprained ankles, no joke.
I mean, like, if you got a grunt because it hurts, it hurts. It just be like that. But just for their sake, I guess, for the audience, just ignore it, or better yet, let it seep in. Let it just remind you that we're here recording this while one of ours is injured, because we care about you that much.
You got like ice on it or anything? Like
Yes, it's ice.
Okay.
I just changed out the ice pack.
Good.
Yeah, nah. Let that seep in, and maybe let that make you think about doing things in the future.
Let
I
that
don't know what
sink
that
in.
might be.
Oh yeah, going down the fucking stairs. I'll make sure to be extra careful going down the stairs.
Please.
You should.
Please. By default, you should. Your leg isn't meant to go downstairs right now.
Nah, fuck it. I'm gonna do my own thing.
He got it. We believe in him. But, that being said, how are you guys doing? Besides, obviously, the obvious one that is Pele. The rest of you.
I guess I usually go first because everybody just does this. So me.
Yeah, I used to call people out, but I guess, I should probably start doing that again. But nah, Devon, you got it. Go for it.
Mr. Davon's on the set. So, Mr. Davon has been chilling, and I finally got money to buy Trading Card Simulator. I have
He's
a
been so
problem with
happy
the
about
game. It feeds like all the dopamine in my head. It's like slots, because every card I open is a chance I can get a card with $10,000.
As long as you don't actually do that in real life, I'm happy for you.
Yeah, that's why I only do it here. That's why I never want to go to Las Vegas.
He's like, I will lose so much money. It's not
And
worth
with that,
At
people,
least-
Devon's announcing he's gonna do a Pokemon card opening channel now.
Yeah, that's too expensive.
I mean,
I have
that'd be cool.
the money for it.
Could
That
be.
costs so much money.
Costs a lot of money.
You could, but if you have a YouTube channel for it, you can write it off as a tax write-off.
Tax write-off would be kind of crazy for that.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be true.
Be prepared
you
to
also
spend
could get
thousands
lucky
upon
on
thousands
shitty
of
packs
dollars.
as well, that is a possibility.
Oh yeah, I mean, like he could resell the cards anyway, especially if he has a bunch of duplicates he doesn't need. It's to be fair, if he's doing a collection, he only just needs
literally
one
thousands of
and any
dollars.
the
No, he doesn't
cards.
make a collection. He just sells them off immediately.
Funny thing
No,
is,
I mean like if he's doing a collection, he
Oh, so
only
yeah, if he
needs
is doing a
one of
collection,
each
yes.
card, and anything else could just go. So like,
funny thing is, I played this game so much, I passed all the YouTubers I'm watching about this game. So I'm
you're like I'm
fun-
him. Maybe considering that you're technically like part of YouTuber, you wanna maybe show people that or something.
maybe one day might
Maybe
be the
one
move
day.
if I had the recording shit. I
yeah,
might
that's
work
true.
on that.
Work on
Yeah, but for now, the next one there's gonna be more because they see it's a market.
Fair enough.
It is a big market. That game has taken up most of my week, but also I finally got to step on almost said Helldivers, Space Marines too.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Yeah,
I think it was fun.
it is a game. You go slice people and shoot them, and the parry shit, gotta do it every time.
Every time.
It is,
Well,
every
fair.
fucking time. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
anytime
funny
you see
thing,
it, you have to. It's
Is if it's too many people, I jump back. It's like, well, hold
Hey,
on,
if
wait
you
a
hit a
minute.
perfect dodge, you still get something.
Yeah.
I want you to try out the PvP and like you guys, like at least Deavugh. I feel like you'd enjoy it.
Okay, I saw y'all playing. It looked pretty fun. It looked pretty lit. This is chaotic, unless your teammate's like not the most.
You have to work together as a team pretty well in a lot of them. Like even if you're just doing like the Call of Duty ones, like it's,
so basically, it'd be
teams.
terrible for he who should not be named.
Yeah, working with a team.
there's even classes built for people that don't want to like play as part of the team.
Oh,
Oh,
he would be
perfect.
forced.
The guy in this room.
It's great. We just give it to him. It was like, yo, that's your class. Go do the thing you do.
Go die. We'll take care of everything
Assault
else.
class would probably be something he would very much enjoy. Because like
Assault class is fun.
Watching wise, I rewatched Snowpiercer with Mr. Daquan, my brother. He's on season 4 now.
That was fast. We also haven't
That's,
finished that though. We're so
I know
close.
he is so close. But I personally myself have finished the show, and I think it is all great. Rewatching season 3, it's not too bad because you know it's the season 4.
When you didn't know that there was going to be another season, it's like, I don't know, man. Is this what we're doing?
The way they ended it was cute. It was good. Niggas did their shit. Shit happens. I'm not gonna say what happens, but there was one incident in the show. I was like, you didn't have to do that, bro. But it was all fun.
Who
I
did it,
recommend every.
You don't have to say what it is. Just who did it.
You know what,
I
Ahmani?
mean, not really. Don't say anything. That's still spoilers.
No. Just tell me because he
No,
said
fucking
you didn't have to do
spoilers.
that. It's
Spoilers.
fine. It's just who did it.
No,
Chris Evans did it. Chris Evans did it.
That's fucking
We don't even know what it
That's a
is. We just know that they're gonna do something that's like, oh, come on,
wanted
man.
it.
It's
That's
still
why.
spoilers though. We can
How
watch
about
it.
this? It was a character on Snowpiercer.
That's fair.
That's so helpful.
I know because you're right. I was gonna spoil it, but it's kind of like, nah. I want people to watch that show. It's one of my greatest shows. I'm
I would
kind of
say
mad.
spoiler it completely. I mean, we're gonna spoil it anyway at some point. Once we finish
Once you finish it, it's really good. But I'm mad it's over now. I can't watch it no more. What can I do with life?
Watch the Velma Halloween special.
Shut up! No, we're not.
Why? Why would you say that?
He has nothing else to watch, and he loves Velma.
No, we didn't.
Okay, it's a joke, bro. I want to put that out there. Like Deavugh jokes about that way too much. I do not like Velma.
So
No
trash.
good. It is so trash. I like to torture my friends by watching it. I like to get their
Facts.
reactions.
We did get tortured. Me and
Let's
Devon
do
Lily said,
it.
bump it. We'll watch it. How bad can it be? Oh, it's pretty bad.
Is it worse than Halo, in your opinion, Devon?
It's really rough.
Because we saw all of Halo on the
I'm
channel.
not watching Shaky Hand Show. Fuck that shit.
We did Halo. Halo's one thing.
Halo is one thing, but is it worse than Halo?
The
Is my
shaky
question,
cam
Devon.
on Halo was genuinely atrocious.
Yeah, that was pretty atrocious.
That shit was not good.
I'm never rewatching Halo again.
Nope.
And now I never have to worry about watching another season because
It's
You're
canceled.
good.
let's go. We couldn't save it. Thank goodness.
Yeah. So yeah, I Can't wait till you guys watch the show so I can talk to you about it because it was a good ending. Now, small work thing. I have a kid that throws haymakers at me. Full swings. And I have to make sure he doesn't do it to other kids. And I'm like, whoa, that shit kind of hurt.
You like hold
Yeah,
on,
it's like-
hold on, you defend yourself?
Yeah, I can block and like grab his hand, but it's like, whoa. And he gets mad over a stupid thing. Like he went to a different toy and comes back to the other toy. Like, bro, can't have everything. He wants it all. Kids need to learn that shit. Wish I could force that in their brain.
I mean,
But no.
to be fair, it is something they have to learn at some point. They'll figure it out, but
I
know,
know, but like,
with time.
scratch me and throw haymakers is crazy. Like winding up your arm, fall behind, and throwing it down. Bro.
Does he do like
And
the
if I'm-
cartoon spin on it too? Like he's like,
Hey, Devon,
like
were you expecting to be paid? You get expected to be paid as a training dummy for a kid?
Apparently I am.
I don't think you're getting paid enough if that's the case.
No, I'm not. But it is what it is. It's life. It is the
man, whatever.
job.
Just full stiff arm that child, bro.
Oh, I do.
Just don't hit
That's not
him.
enough.
Don't hit him.
Dipsy roll.
Stiff
Dipsy
arm.
roll his ass.
WWE smack him.
He is throwing haymakers. You can hit a clean counter on him, bro. He'd be like, straight in the liver shot. He's down, bro. It's over.
My weave game is getting better because of him. I'm practicing on him.
Him. Catch him with a good uppercut, nice little chin check, just a little swipe.
That's funny.
Got your little ass.
What would be funny is if you started doing that to him just to like get away, like you're getting better at dodging when you're dodging, weaving out of the way, and then he starts mixing it up. Like
I'll be like,
he
yo.
notices you keep dodging, so he starts getting better at throwing punches. And you're like,
And
wait
if
a
you
minute.
keep blocking all his punches, then he goes for kicks.
I was like, all right, I'm not playing with you no more.
We ain't doing this, bro.
And then he stopped doing physical haymakers. He goes for the scissors and starts.
Nah, I was about to say, yeah, no, keep improving there, man. You gotta.
He's gonna catch you with some shit. Catch you like one day, bro. I know he is.
He's gonna catch you with the clean, like chin sweep, bro. He's gonna like, whoop, and you're gonna go like lights out, straight up, like Baki. Just. He's gonna hit you right in the button, and you're gonna just get your brain rattled and fall out.
All right, I'll say one quick more thing before I let it off. So you guys know I'm fully of bugs, right?
Yeah.
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 So there's a hornet's nest that's stuck in our building somewhere.
Somewhere.
And it's coming through the lights.
That's terrifying.
Oh.
Yeah, it's hornets and bees. It's like both of them. Like, what the fuck? So bugs and bees are like flying in, and like the teacher's like, Devon, get that. I'm like, no.
Negative, I'm sorry.
It's like asking Ahmani to get rid of a spider's nest.
Yeah, no, that's not happening.
Be a
Actually,
man.
no,
I'm
I
like,
will get rid of a spider's nest. It just won't be the way you would have wanted me to.
Fire.
Yes.
I mean, I've had multiple times
Is
here
there a
where
shotgun wound on that wall
right on the
now?
exit, like to the like the back my back porch, right? Like the bees and like wasps will make nests there. Like I'll just come outside and I'll see a bunch of them. Like what the fuck? And I'll look up and there's like a nest, and I've like it's just 3 times now. And like what I'll do is I'll wait for nighttime, and I buy like this can of like this like spray that like kills everything. I wait for them all to be asleep, and I very quickly stick my arm out, spray the fuck out of the nest, and then close the door. And then I just watch them all like fall to the ground and die. And then I just keep doing that over and over until they're all dead. That's what I've done like
War-
3 or 4 times.
War crimes.
I don't give a fuck.
I'm
bro.
just looking like, what are you doing?
I'll
You
commit
gotta do
genocide,
what you
bro.
gotta
It's crazy because after the second time, like one of them were bees.
You would think they would stop moving there.
One of them were bees, and I'm like, okay, I destroyed one of their nests, and I'm like, okay, cool. And then they immediately built one 4 feet to the left of the other one, and I'm like, really? Like, are you serious? Are you
Did you
fucking
think
kidding?
He won't do it
the
again.
4 feet that was the problem?
Did you think that was the issue, man? I'm sorry. And then I had to do it again, and I felt bad because they were bees, and like if they're wasps, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about wasps. But like since they were bees, I'm like, damn, I actually feel kind of I just feel kind of bad, but I had to do it.
I think that's hilarious.
Why?
It's like, really?
I thought
4
you'd
feet?
I thought you'd catch the fucking, get the tip a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck?
So what's
Yeah.
happening here? Why is the message not clicking?
One small detail from that.
Hey,
One of
yo,
the
wait a
kids-
minute. Hold up. When did he
Wait,
get this
what?
game?
Oh yeah,
I know,
Don't worry
right?
about that.
I don't know. Don't worry
I
Don't
mean,
worry
about
about
unless
that.
he's using your account
Wait,
for some left variety,
it.
but
I don't think you
Nah.
I
can.
don't think he
Don't
can.
worry about that.
you can't.
Probably
Okay,
just
so
bought it.
I'm surprised too. I can't wait until we experience it.
Guys, let's just lock in real quick.
Let's
One
lock
small little
in.
thing. I was gonna say a thing because a kid caught a bee and showed it to me. I'm like,
Oh, wow.
whoa.
Wow,
You're like,
thanks,
wow.
thanks,
You
thanks,
went Mr.
man.
Miyagi on that one.
That's
Look, and you're just like, good job. I'm gonna be over here.
As Devon's just like 10 feet away, just not 10 feet, like a mile away.
takes
Good
a-
job, man. Please put that away somewhere else.
like
I don't want
5
to
steps
see it.
back.
Gives him a thumbs up.
You're good from over here. Congrats.
That's always fun. Well, yeah, that's been me. Short and sweet. I want to keep it sweet because I usually go for a minute. Let's go. Who should go next?
Would you-
I'm gonna choose.
Would you rather that,
What?
Davon, or some kid shows up with
What?
like a snake or some shit in their pocket? You know what I mean?
I'm fine with snakes.
I
I have
could
no
deal
problem
with
with
the snake.
snakes.
Yeah, that's easy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Class.
snakes are cool.
I actually like fun story. I have a story now. I picked up a snake, like a baby snake, and like showed it to my mom. I was like, "Mom, look, I got a snake." She's like, "What the fuck? Why you bring a snake in the house?"
Hey, yo.
I mean, I think
Yeah,
almost
some-
anyone will kind of freak out about a snake
Yeah.
all of a sudden being there. So
It depends on the snake situation for it. For instance, when I visited New York in my teens for vacation with my family, we went to Coney Island. One of the street performers had a live yellow boa constrictor just for taking pictures. I had it around my neck and everything. I was like, oh, this is neat. My mom and my dad and my sister were like 20 feet away.
As it should.
Stay far away from me with that snake. I think snakes are cute. I don't know. That's just me, though. Apparently,
Yeah,
every
snakes
time
are
I say that, people go look at me and go like, "You're
I
crazy."
understand with anything like small boas, but the second they get too big.
Oh yeah,
and
no. When they get
two,
a little
they're
too
venomous,
big, the cute Nick
I
kind
never
of.
understood the motherfuckers like, I want a venomous snake, and I'm like, why? Do you also want a loaded gun pointed at your head with like a hand?
At all times, like, is that the deal?
Hey man, this is safer. Take this knife and like put it in your shoe, and every time you step down, it's gonna ever so slightly like stab you in the foot. Like what the
Just
fuck?
a little bit.
Like what the fuck? It's safer than having that. You fucking idiot. Like to an extent, like as if you're preserving them and like they need to, whatever. Sure, fine, but like motherfucker, that thing can kill you.
It just has to bite once.
Fucking motherfuckers.
Just say bump it. I
cobras
just
and
feel
shit.
like I feel like munching.
Like corn snakes.
never-
When I went to like
Yeah.
Natural Science Center, they had like corn snakes and stuff, and I was like, yeah, they're pretty cool. You know what I mean? They're kind of nice. You know?
Yeah. I remember one field trip when we went to Natural Science Center for the zoo. We went to the reptile house. Everybody was apparently freaking out the size of a boa constrictor. Like, it's just a big snake. I don't see what the
I
problem is.
don't like the way anacondas look. I don't like the big heads, bro. They have a level of like I don't know, like a deviousness behind them that I just can't get behind.
Devious ass.
Deviousness.
You know, I don't know. Like they
All right,
look
Devon,
at you
who's you
like
gonna
with
pick?
food.
The person I was gonna pick is Aaron Aguilar.
Oh, there you go.
Sorry.
He went monkey mode.
What's popping?
Brand new whip just hopped in.
Brand new whip just hopped in. Absolutely. Been pretty good. Kind of just doing classes, stuff like that. I've been sick as shit the last 2 days, which is really fun.
Nice.
But today I am feeling better. I've been coughing up lots of green stuff, which is really fun, really cool, really great.
epic.
That doesn't sound very good.
I mean, it means it's getting out of my lungs and out of my body, so I'll take it. You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
I've been
Phenomenal.
on I've been on antibiotics for like 3 days now, so like it's like working its way out of me. Yeah, I'm feeling like better today at least. I don't really feel like I have like a fever anymore, so that's always a fucking positive.
Spectacular.
And yeah, it's just it's been raining like a motherfucker here the last couple days, so it's just been kind of annoying. Been playing a lot of Space Marine, just grinding out to get all like the. It's fun to play the operations once you unlock them all because they're randomized. Like it's the same kind of mission, but like different things will happen each time. Like different enemies will spawn, different kinds of stuff happen. So like it's pretty cool to play at the harder difficulties. And we were playing some today with Deavugh, so it's nice. I know it's fun when you like have 3 people and you're just mowing through like these hordes of Tyranids. I really hope they continue like with more Tyranid stuff.
I got you, brother.
Just fucking grabbing that. I remember Deavugh's like in an execution. I grabbed this one flying like Hormigón out of the sky, and I'm like, no, like it's so like bad.
You don't get to.
Shocky's in the back, just fucking swinging a fucking chainsword, like slicing him. It's just so fucking. It's so cinematic all the time. It's very cool. And then I also just enjoy the PvP. Like the PvP is very fun. I want to get Deavugh on try to try that. Because it's a lot more like, I don't know, it's a little brain dead, like playing, you just shoot to an extent, because there's like, you know, it's like Gears of War, I feel, but maybe a little, like the time to kill is actually a lot faster than you think, depending on who you are. Yeah, it's been pretty fun. I've been playing that, and I've been playing the fuck out of fucking, Deavugh's got his power, sorry, not Power Wash, his grocery store simulator. I have Power Wash simulator. I've been playing that like a motherfucker.
So you've been playing Power Wash?
Yeah, I mean, I was playing with Deavugh, and I was playing with Anna, and then I was like, damn, I've gotten further with them than I've actually have on my my career. So I just started doing my.
Oh yeah, easily. They just kept playing. So
so I just started continuing mine. So I'm cleaning a house right now. I just clean a little bit, you know, play like an hour.
A whole house.
Yeah.
Aaron, we gotta do the DLC. We gotta do the Warhammer one eventually.
Yeah, I wanna. You have them. I'd be very down to.
Yeah.
Because like it's just vehicles from what I understand, so it's not like it's a crazy amount or anything too crazy rather. But yeah, I've been mostly just doing that really. I watched Alien with my cousin because we've never done that, so I did that, and I think I don't know if I already mentioned that, and then.
Well, I guess we probably justify it. You have watched Alien, you just never watched it with your cousin.
My cousin had like. He knew about the whole Alien and all that stuff. He's like he knows about the whole, like, to an extent he knew about them, but he'd never seen the original Alien or Aliens. He'd never seen those 2 movies. He'd seen like Alien vs Predator. He'd seen those movies, and I was like, "You never seen Alien?" And like he's not the kind of person to watch old movies. So I was like, "Nah, dude, we gotta watch this." And he's like, "Are you sure?" And I'm like, "Bro, this is like." This is one of the ones.
This
is like Star Wars.
It's a masterpiece.
This is like the original 3 Star Wars movies. They're old, but they're worth watching. Okay, like they're worth watching. And like we watched them, and he was like, he's seen Sigourney Weaver in a ton of other movies, and he's like, oh my god, she's so young. And I'm like, yeah, this was a long time ago. And like he also saw the characters, and like he fucking loved them. He like the first movie, he was like, that was amazing. And I'm like, yeah, that movie's fucking good, man.
Really good. The second one is totally different, but still also equally as good.
Yeah.
And anything after that, you can pretty much pass.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Except for the newest one, though. Apparently, that one's pretty good.
No, the newest one, I agree. Romulus is actually pretty good. I agree, Romulus is good. Though it's a bit fan servicey because a lot of it's like referential.
I mean, from what I understand, that's what the studio wanted him to make, and he kind of didn't get a choice in the matter. They just kind of made him make that movie the way that.
Well, since this one did so well, I'm hoping he's finally able to do his own Alien movie.
I hope so. But like
the idea that they were used to. Well, I haven't seen Romulus yet, so I don't know what's in Romulus. But I remember for a while they wanted to do like a Ripley with like the alien suit kind of thing, kind of like a Venom.
I mean, that was
situation
the whole,
going on.
Like,
that was the whole point of Resurrection
and all that. Yeah, that's when they started getting kind of crazy though, like with it.
Yeah,
but it didn't actually. That one never came out though, right?
No, the idea of Ripley in an alien suit never came out, but Alien Resurrection did come out, and that was Sigourney Weaver played a alien human hybrid.
Yeah, there was like a bunch of different things.
Okay.
She was like a clone.
Which, to be fair, that is the alpha apparently, or well, what it seems like is the idea with that.
It's
Aliens got like a big lore change to them recently because of the comics. So it's kind of interesting to see where that goes.
Well, here's the thing: you have to take into account what's like considered canon by like the guy that created everything, because there's a bunch of shit that's been used by aliens that he just is like, yeah, I don't really care.
Agree with
that.
No,
I mean like the Alien, like the new Alien comics being done by Marvel specifically are doing like a big thing with them. Like there's the crossover stuff that's happening, I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about specifically like the alien comics that are being written that are like, check it, we're telling an alien story, and they're pretty good. I think the first one I read was
the question
really
is if that's canon to the current Alien, because there's
good.
a bunch
It
of things.
probably is, because it's like in the same vein as like Predator, right? Where like some of the Predator comics are like, this stuff is actually what they do. We're just exploring it, just not in a movie.
I remember the old Dark Horse comics. The old Dark Horse Alien comics were pretty good. They were dark.
Yeah.
They were actually like really like dark. You know, I was like, damn.
You're like, oh shit.
Like
I would recommend checking out the new one that they did, Aaron, from Marvel. That one's like really interesting.
Okay.
It's not very long either. You'll probably find like a video or something, or just read through it.
All I know is that in Romulus, they were smart as fuck in that movie. The aliens were like scary smart. And I was like, oh, that's terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been playing a lot of Warhammer. Obviously, I've been playing 40K. Like I've been playing Space Marine a lot. But like because of it, my YouTube feed has like become like fucking engulfed in Warhammer.
Oh
shit.
yeah, and Warhammer
Oh
stuff,
my God.
obviously.
Like I'm okay with it, but at the same time, I'm like, damn, like it's so much shit. And like I keep like it's kind of stupid, but I keep like thinking like, oh, you know, like xenomorphs, you know, they're kind of similar to the Tyranids, you know what I mean? You know, like how would certain things kind of deal in 40K, you know? Because Danny kept asking questions like, how would this and this do? And I was like, you know, how you and I would think about it, and then I just started thinking about it. You know what I mean? I was like, oh. Yeah.
We also did it a lot during the stream itself, where we just started asking who would actually live and who would actually survive in the 40K universe.
Mm-hmm.
It's
How's
funny
Gundam
playing this
doing?
game. Gundam?
Gundam?
I mean, Gundams are like the Tau. The Tau have Gundams, unironically. Like they
Yeah.
actually, the Tau do have Gundam, and the Tau get fucking dicked on by a lot of things. So
Yeah,
you
so
know, like,
not well.
like they would do great. Like don't be wrong, a fucking big mech will be amazing no matter what. The big mech is always going to be, especially how the mobile suit Gundams are. With how well they can move compared to like maybe like some of the Titan classes and stuff like that. You know, it can be pretty useful, but like, again, you know, what if one of those Gundam like pilots gets corrupted by chaos? Now you have a chaos Gundam, and now we got problems, brother. Now we got
Oh,
problems.
Chaos
brother.
Gundam sounds so fucking cool.
We got problems, brother.
It's problems, not
I'm
yeah.
not gonna lie.
That's
Chaos
really like
Gundam sounds so
that's a
really
very
cool.
specialized technology, you know. That if it were to get corrupted by the forces of chaos, it's like, oh, that's bad. That's really bad.
That's not good at all.
But I don't know. It's one of those things where like, you know, there are like if you want to have a Gundam in 40K, the Tau do technically have them already to an extent.
Mm-hmm.
They have these big like they do look like mobile suit Gundams unironically, and they use like swords and shit. So like it's even like that whole thing. So yeah, it's been pretty fun, but like I'm trying to like also like go like I'm like, okay, it's getting a little bit too much now it's like everything on my feed, and I'm like, I need other stuff. It's so much so I've been getting recommended Warhammer Fantasy stuff, and I'm like, oh my god, holy shit.
Which, to be fair, I mean, we did play a lot of Vermintide for a while.
We did play Vermintide a good bit. I'm always gonna re-download that game. I fucking love it. But Darktide does also exist. And it kind of feeds that horde.
It does scratch the itch.
You know, itch.
Though Vermintide is more melee focused, so it's kind of like
Depends on the class. If
wanna
you want to be melee focused, you can pick the Zealot, and you're like
That's true.
You're a full melee focus.
But the whole game is like melee focused in comparison, so it's like
because it's
Vermintide's
the
a little
Left 4
bit
Dead
different.
type of style game, so that's why.
Yeah, I'm actually because like Anna's coming down in November, and I was like, she's like, I have like half my bag is unpacked because I'm bringing clothes, and then I'm having half of it empty because I'm bringing like 10 bags of coffee or whatever back from Costa Rica when I come back. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. And I was like, wait a minute, I might low key just buy some like minifigures, like because I can get some of like the smaller ones that are like 5-figure minifigures and some of the single ones, and I can paint them. I've always wanted to do that, but like they're expensive as fuck down here. Like I have to get them from the U.S.
I'll consider doing stuff like that. Well, I mean, what you could do, which is probably a possibility, depends up to you. 3D printers are not as expensive as they used to be.
What?
Could just make your own minis. That's a possibility.
I mean, yeah, but I don't have a 3D
But it'd be an
printer.
investment.
I gotta buy a 3D printer. I'd rather just buy.
Oh yeah, I
one.
mean, it would be an
Initial
investment on your part.
But also
You know,
depends
you
on
could
the
do
3D
it,
printer
is what I'm
because
saying.
like
I'm
the
also
thing with
not
3D
gonna use it
printers.
enough. I do not want to make an army. I do not want to make an army. I don't want to.
You can also sell them.
I just, you know, Yeah, but that's a genuine problem if you start selling them and like they catch on
But-
to you. That's like you can't really do that.
That is
It's
actually
also
a
not
problem.
that big
Games
of a
Workshop is
thing.
a-
It's also not that big of a thing in Latin America. Like 40K, like there are places here that sell stuff and everything, but it's not huge. You know what I mean? It's not a big thing. I also don't want enough to necessitate the need to buy a 3D printer. It's not like I want to make an army of them. I just want the specific ones that I want and to paint them and have them look cool, and then I can like put them somewhere as decoration.
But that's also an issue with 3D printers because depending on what he gets, if it's not well detailed enough, it's not going to come out as well.
Some of those models are kind of hard.
Yeah.
Bro, there's some models we were
and
looking at on the store that they haven't updated since like the fucking 90s, and I'm like, oh my god, please update these models. Holy shit.
There are some custom ones I really liked. I saw on YouTube and stuff like that where they have desecrated Space Marine, where like just pretty much horror themed everything.
The Katachan Jungle Warriors, I was looking at them. They look so bad. Like the actual models right now in the Games Workshop sells, they're so they're just old. You can tell they were made in like 90 something. You know what I mean?
They really got to update the molds.
Yeah, like for fuck's sake, please. They also don't have too many. They don't have a lot of Astra Militarum units either, which makes me really sad.
Yeah.
Like they have Krieg, they have the Cadians, and that's kind of it.
That's about it. Yeah, they don't have any regular ones
they have
like any other
commissars
place.
and like regular like regiments and stuff like that, like regular soldiers.
Don't they have like Necromunda stuff?
So
sorry,
we're gonna
sorry, we're ranting here. My bad. But yeah, sorry. No, that's about it. My bad. We're just ranting here.
All right, Leon,
Yes.
What have you read?
do your thing.
You lying
Do my
fuck.
thing. Okay.
You weeb piece of shit.
Thank you.
Where did that come from?
Yes.
For me, it hasn't been much. Mostly just work, and honest to God, whenever I get off of work, I just been kind of sleeping. And YouTube. Although I have discovered a new little cooking method because I like to cook and everything.
Okay.
It's very minor. It's nothing like big or anything. But apparently, baking soda is really good to tenderize meat.
Oh yeah.
So I didn't know
acid,
about this.
technically.
So he's been experimenting with that. I see.
So far it's just been chicken. All I've been doing is chicken, but it tastes whenever I do it and throw in my seasonings and everything. It tastes like Chinese chicken, like how they normally do it in the restaurants and everything. And like, god damn, this tastes so delicious. And so I'm gonna be trying it out with some other things too when I get the chance to. But aside from that, game wise, I actually have been able to play a little bit of 30XX, and they actually had an update recently with a new DLC character.
Oh yeah, I did see something about that. How are they?
Dali.
What Mega Man character are they copying? Quote unquote.
I'm not sure. It's like a X mixed with someone else. I'm not really sure, but the cat has a blaster. By the way, it's a Met cat that you have to play as now. And yeah, I guess it's she. I'm not really sure how to do it, but the cat feels fun. I played it a little bit. Has some unique powers and everything. It's not your standard system for it. You do get the whole boss abilities and everything, but then the cat also hit these little collars that kind of augment those abilities to make them even better. And so it can be some bombastic laser beams or have the abilities like circle around or make shields, so on and so forth. So it can be unique. But after that, it's just kind of copy and paste armors, power ups, new power ups too, and some balancing too, because you could actually get really strong in 30XX with a very specific item that scales off of your max HP, and you could get like 30 extra damage plus and do 100 per hit normally. But now they've scaled it back to be like, for every 30 HP, you get a point of damage. So I'm like, okay, makes sense. But aside from that, just been fun. It's Mega Man. You can never go wrong with Mega Man. Aside from that, reading wise, I don't know if I even talked about this. But Solo Leveling, Ragnarok. Soul Leveling has a
This
sequel.
is a sequel series?
Yeah, sequel series.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't want to say shit personally because, the anime is going on. So, well, not now, but
yeah, but you can just say that you're reading the sequel.
I'm reading the sequel series. And so far, it has been pretty good. I'm very much enjoying it and for what is going on. And I personally think you would very much like the main character of Ragnarok because this man throws hands. So,
Okay. He's a nice little punch boy.
He's a punch boy, yes. And yeah, no, it's good. It's Soul Leveling. You can never go wrong with it. Typical Gates, shonen bosses, everything that variety, overpowered man. So, good stuff. Check it out if you want to. Although it's a sequel series, so make sure you finish Soul Leveling.
Probably should read up the
then go
original,
into Soul Leveling Ragnarok.
Or no.
So
don't.
I guess the question is,
do?
is the first series absolutely required reading, or could you actually read it?
You have
Okay.
to.
Okay.
So it's
Just wanted to know.
it's not like you just have to know all of Naruto to get into Boruto type of
Because
thing.
like Boruto, for instance, you don't really need to know original Naruto to read.
No,
Boruto.
you don't. You don't.
No.
But to me, the circumstances with Sun Jin Woo and the main character
Everything that happens there.
is very important because it's basically a Naruto thing because the end character of Ragnarok is Sun Jin Woo's son.
Okay.
So there's some really big implications upon that, and the story kind of revolves around Sun Jin Woo and his son, for the most part. So yeah, give it a shot.
Will do.
Definitely
I
look
love
into it.
Soul Leveling.
Yeah,
Love that shit.
If you could be like them, it'd be amazing. Struggles, but amazing. Because your whole little personal shadow army.
Genuinely, the ability to level up is such a good ability in general. Like, it's just a cool idea.
Oh no, it's a good ability in general, but the
So
fact
like,
that
even if
makes
he
it better and more broken is the fact that of what he is and what he's able to do
Okay.
with it. If he didn't have that, it wouldn't be much of a problem.
especially in a world where like they made it pretty clear that like you cannot gain more, like whatever your whatever your ranking is what you will be. If you're an S rank, your potential is pretty much limitless. If you're anything lower, I'm like, you have a ceiling. They really are
Yeah.
like, you really can't be
If
better.
you're ball in the
In
barrel, you're
rare-
trash.
I think they said in rare instances people have been able to kind of like bump out of that, but like that's a rarity.
Yeah. I think they only said that there were only five other ever to be able to do that. So that's a 5 out of a billion people in the world is quite low. But yeah, that's that. Next thing, shit, do I even have a next thing?
No way.
Actually, no, I don't. That's pretty much it. I really haven't really done much else. That's
I
me.
feel like I actually don't have anything.
Yeah, no.
Short and sweet.
Short and sweet.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I know, right? If I find something, I'll say something, but I don't think I really do.
Just interrupt the next person.
I will. I'm like, so how?
Do you like? Who do we have left? Pele?
Yeah, still here.
Hope so.
All right, but
So
I hope you're still here.
I'm still here. I sent you something hilarious.
I
Aaron.
did. I saw. I did.
Okay, cool. So for my time, I've just been pretty much doing basic work. Just burnt out of it. Injured, as you're more than well known. Still continuing going through game catalogs, playing a lot of Space Marine with Aaron and Javi through PvP and PvE. Leveling up my character classes slowly in weaponry, going through Astrobot still. Playing a lot of Frostpunk, as I mentioned before. Going through a few horror games on our backlog as well, since we're during the spooky season. Playing Hollow Body. It's a Resident Evil Silent Hill-esque like game with pretty PS1-esque graphic details too. Pretty nice, I would say. Very creepy.
I was actually gonna see if you wanted to stream that one, but if you already started it, then never mind.
I barely started. I just like got to the first save point. I don't even have a gun yet.
Because I knew that one
mind.
came out, and I was like, I didn't realize we had owned it until like I was looking through our library, and it was like, oh, we have this. We just have this now.
Yep.
So I was like, all right,
So,
I guess we'll.
I'll stream it then, since I like horror stuff for it. I was gonna mention we watched a few shows, at least me and Jones have. Watched the first episodes of Agatha All Along, and the first episode of The Penguin, and first episode of Terminator Zero. Finally getting around to watching that. Quick reviews for it. Terminator Zero, I like so far. For the first episode because how brutal it is. The Penguin, I do quite like a bit. It's still just doing a lot more setup than anything substance. This is the first episode of it, but it's pretty gripping. And going back to the Batman, Matt Reeves Batman world of Gotham is nice to see it again. Especially Colin Farrell, the Penguin, is very enticing as a character. Agatha All Along, I don't have opinions quite yet because to be totally honest,
the first 2 episodes. Just see if I can review.
And it's, well, in their own words, the gayest show Marvel has ever made.
You got that from the.
What the fuck?
No, that's literally their own words. That's how they describe it.
That's not great.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
That's not a very good descriptor of that. I'm not gonna
That
lie.
means nothing.
I'll definitely say this: it is very gay. It is indeed very gay. But
So.
Devon's so upset by the gayness.
This show, damn it.
That gets no substance of nothing.
Yeah, but give me a description. Like, give me like an actual like of the show, not of what the fuck they're saying.
Yeah.
You've watched it. What is your?
I know. It's okay. Yes, I'll confirm it is indeed very gay of a show. In terms of like, it's supposed to go for this whole mystery aspect once again, like they did with WandaVision to some consent. But it's following Agatha, whose the basic premise is trying to get her powers back. Essentially, different coven of witches, different characters trying to go through this whole witches and more mysticism side of things that Doctor Strange can explore, but more on the witches end. It's not compelling. I like Catherine Hahn's Agatha still. She's fun, but she's not someone you can really root for. So you can see still a bit of a bitch.
She's kind of okay. Is she a villain?
She's still a villain.
Okay.
Yeah, but she's a villain who's trying to rope other people into her schemes once again. But it's like it's hard to really like a lot of the characters involved. Maybe the teen, his character's name is literally just Teen because, well, I won't spoil, but that's how it goes on that one. But I would say, like, at least for the first episodes, nothing hooks me as of yet. I'll continue on watching it. I'll give my full opinion more so of the show as I see more. But overall, right now, just not gripping as of yet. Not as much as Penguin. I like Penguin quite a bit.
I'm not gonna lie.
Penguin's so...
This is the show. Like, this one right here specifically. I'm going to try to get really close on it. This is the show that I personally, out of everything that was coming out Marvel, was like, looked at it and was like, why the hell are they making this? Because, like, I watched WandaVision. WandaVision is a genuinely interesting show because of, like, the actual storylines that they're trying to tackle in that one. That's like, oh, yeah, this is going to be really good. Agatha being the main antagonist of that is like dead ass.
Yeah,
she was the main antagonist in WandaVision.
Yeah, she's the protagonist in this one.
Yeah, she's the main. I said antagonist, right?
You said antagonist.
You said antagonist, yeah.
I know.
Okay,
he said the right thing.
Has got to be the most least interesting thing about that show. Like, genuinely, because like the entire premise is about Wanda having a mental breakdown because of everything that she's gone through in her life. And then
Agatha
for them to be
behind
like,
things is not really
Agatha's
necessary.
kind of responsible for it, sort of.
It was Agatha all along, but Ahmani, they love the songs.
I'm like, bro, I do not care.
They love the song they made for her. That's why, like, oh, she deserves her own show. Like,
bro, she wasn't even compelling as a bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
Wanda is the bad guy, actually, of that show. But, like, we don't have to get... But they needed a villain, so they put her. Because they didn't want to just drag her completely yet.
Yep.
But, like, you get out of that show, and they're like, we're making a spin-off about that character. And I kind of was like,
Why?
Who?
Yeah. So
And
I
this
know
is a person
Agatha
that
is
like knows comic
yeah.
books and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
and
Like,
you
granted, the
know
mystical
like
side of it
role
a little bit.
Agatha plays in comics, especially since she was a mentor for a lot of like important characters. Franklin
Yeah, no, I
Richards.
got that,
Yeah,
and I'm just kind of
yeah.
like, why? Why do I care? Like, why do I care? Why would I care?
Mhm.
It's not like we're talking about Doctor Strange
Or
or
Loki.
or Loki or any of the shows that they made. Like, obviously, Wanda being one of the shows that we made. If we wanted to talk about some other characters that like are smaller, Moon Knight, which was kind of cool, a little weird stuff that they did with Moon Knight, but I liked it ultimately. Or Blade, which still hasn't happened. Or we're talking
Oh,
about
Blade.
Ghost Rider, which they haven't done
Still hasn't.
technically.
They still
Like,
haven't done technically. Yeah.
and that's just me naming some higher popular ones. We could have Elsa Bloodstone was in Werewolf by
War by
Night.
Midnight.
And by
Yeah.
the way, Werewolf by Night just being a thing, I was like, oh, that's cool. I was interested in that. Agatha is one of those ones where I'm like, for who? For who is this for?
I don't know, but I
And
know
for
that
you to
the
tell me
but
that the most
yeah.
interesting thing the show's got going for it right now is that it's the gayest show they ever made. I'm like, why are we making this? This could be budget for like anyone else. This could be budget making sure that we actually get Armor Wars off the ground.
Yeah, so Ahmani,
or
I
Blade.
know you're. Yeah, so Ahmani, I did take a look at it a little bit further with Agatha Harkness, like before watching the episodes. Currently in the comics, because she was dead for a while, just pretty much was a teacher role. She came back, is younger and hot again, and is now alive in a character. So that's why.
I know. And they're doing that
Yeah.
because of the MCU, because the comics can kind of move themselves a little bit to reflect what's being shown on screen a little bit more. It's why
Mhm.
Tony Stark started looking a bit more like Robert Downey Jr. as time went on. Same thing with Peter Parker starting to look a bit more like Tom Holland
Tom
for a
Holland.
little bit. It was just a thing. And it's just one of those things that you kind of come back to and you go like, why are we? But why her? Why are we focusing on this character? Not saying that we had to have every, because if I said that we couldn't focus on these characters, we never would have got a Miles Morales movie. We never would have got Kamala Khan. We never would have got Moon Knight for sure. Like that just wasn't happening. Like obviously the whole Daredevil, like the Defenders and everything that existed, the street level heroes, like we just wouldn't have got any of those stories. We probably maybe would have gotten Daredevil, maybe, right? But Daredevil's not like technically. If we just said for the MCU to just focus on like mainline important characters, we wouldn't have started because we started with Iron Man, and Iron Man was a B-list character originally. Like he was not that popular. People just they didn't resonate with him. Now they do. He's one of the most popular superheroes on the planet. And it's not that they couldn't find a way to do that with Agatha, I guess, but it's just, you know how you can see certain characters and go like, these have really good stories, people just don't know about them, right? Agatha's not one of those characters. It's just no. I was hoping that at least the 2 episodes that you saw, Pele, would like shed some light onto why this was being made.
Nope,
I got
not
nothing.
officially. Yeah, no, I got nothing yet. As of yet, like I said, it doesn't hook me into it. I was like, one neat song, the other witches are petty archetypes to a degree, and they also rightfully distrust Agatha. Rightfully so, though, since she did kill her coven in the in WandaVision.
Well,
So
they got the X-Men back. If you wanted to make a show about someone who, for some reason, currently has a solo series right now, actually, they could have did a series about magic.
Mhm.
Literally just magic. Or Strange Academy, actually. I would have loved Strange Academy.
Strange
That would've
Academy,
been really
Nico Minoru, like the Runaways again would be kind of neat.
Yeah, that would have been a really good pick, actually. I'm just kind of
But
like,
no, yeah.
what are we...
I
Why?
don't. I really do not know what's the reason why the shows exist, because it was a continuation of WandaVision. I want to go for that, and Vision's getting his own show again as well after a very long time. But I really don't know. I don't see the appeal of Agatha all along quite yet. But like I said, it's a little bit early on, so maybe it'll improve. I just don't know. It just hasn't hooked me as the Penguin does. So to make it fair, I'll still keep giving it a shot because the first 2 episodes just hasn't sold me yet. That's all.
Okay.
I mean, that's fair.
You be the guy watching it.
You can watch it.
Hell
I
no.
mean, you don't want to watch it.
No.
You have no interest, or just because of the whole gay thing?
Yeah, it pissed me off. They're pushing that. Like, I mean, there's no real value to that show. So just gay. Just look at the gay.
From what I can tell, I at least thought it was gonna be trying to push like there is no Sabrina right now, right? Like the Sabrina the Teenage Witch doesn't exist, and Marvel doesn't have like a slot for that. So
yeah,
like,
and don't forget Wednesday.
I figured it would be something for that, right? But like, it doesn't even feel like that.
No, it doesn't feel. It's not as gripping. Because like it says, I don't have the same interest of this like with Sabrina or Wednesday or anything like that at the moment. So
I mean, yeah, like Wednesday exists, and that's like, and that's kind of what I feel like it was supposed to be trying to slot itself into, is like the magic show that like people watch, that like, you know, it's supposed to be like Sabrina or Wednesday, that little dark like gothic side of like Marvel being kind of explored. But like, I'm like, dang, there's like better characters we could have used. Like you talked about Nico Minoru. I'm like, oh wow, what a good person to actually use that entire premise for. Like I said, Magic would have been a good one as well. Like she got to be in that one movie, New Mutants, and like that's it. That's all that character exists for. Right
and
now.
Nico Minoru was used for a TV show, but it was a very short-lived TV show.
Yeah, Runaways was good.
Which one was
I
that?
actually very much liked it. So like,
Nico Minoru.
Yeah.
Nico Minoru is a mystic character that has magical powers based off of words. So she says a specific word and uses her spells. She cannot reuse that word again. So, for example, she uses the word heal. She'll never be able to use that word ever again, and whoever she heals will be permanently brought back like that. She, again, example in Midnight Suns, she yells, "Wake up!" as your player character. You wake up essentially from death.
Interesting.
But she can never use that word ever again.
She
it's really an interesting like.
Interesting.
It's kind of shitty, but also interesting.
It sounds shitty, and then you can remember the fact that she can learn. If she can learn any language in the world, you kind of have a couple redos on that.
It's also a broken power if you think about it, because she just says straight up, because of her power set, she could literally say die to Thanos, and that would have ended everything.
It would kill him. If it wasn't for the fact that Thanos is him, that would be it. She could do that, it's just one of those things, right? But she's street level because she's a part of the Runaways. The Runaways are just a group of kids that try to escape their villainous parents. Like, they found out that their parents were actually like supervillains and was like, nah, we're out of here. And it's cool. So, like, again, could have pointed that at those characters. Those characters are technically canon to the MCU.
It's debatable now because they haven't referenced it at all.
I mean, yeah, but like they wasn't gonna reference it. The entire point of the show is that they're not superheroes. They have special powers, but they're not like putting on tights and stuff. They're kids at the end of the day. They're kids doing their best to fight against what their parents are doing, but they're not pulling up to the Thanos fight at the end of Endgame. That's just not happening, right? Spider-Man got recruited because like homie puts on a mask and is constantly saving people, and they're like, I don't know.
And one of the leaders of the said fight literally recruited him. So
and then Tony looks into it and finds him, but no one's looking into the Runaways because the Runaways are doing exactly that, running away. They don't want to be heroes. They're just doing what they can. So it's one of those like little weird bits, but I don't know, man. It's just...
No, and just before we get too far into it, but that's my experience so far with TV shows. I watched Transformers 1 just today with Zach and Sean. Yeah. I actually quite enjoyed that. Performances-wise is pretty engaging, though I will say it's a bit rushed in some aspect for it, but it's still entertaining hearing Chris Hemsworth, Brian Tyree Henry, Scarlett Johansson, Keegan-Michael Key, Lawrence Fishburne, and who was... Oh, yeah, Steve Buscemi.
Who was Lawrence Fishburne playing?
Alfred Tryon.
Huh.
Yeah. It was like, huh, wait. I was like, listening to his voice, I was like, why do you sound so familiar? Like, that's fucking Lawrence Fishburne. Like, damn, that's fucking Morpheus. I should have realized that. Beyond that has been my time for it, so yeah.
Alright, I'll just do a quick rundown of what I was messing around with. Um, let's see if I can minimize this thing I was doing real quick, but it won't let me. Yay! We love that. Um,
Hog.
so I was playing a couple of. Okay, so basically, if I remember what the Steam thing called, it was like the developers of Color Expo that currently is on Steam right now, or might have gone away. So I just got a bunch of demos. Someone was like, "All right, let's see what the expo's talking about. What you guys got, right?" They have some fun stuff. I would actually highly recommend anybody that like hasn't looked into that expo, like the expo at all. Um, maybe go look into that. I don't know if it's still currently. Trying to see on Steam if it's still currently up. It's not on the front page right now, so I'm gonna say maybe not.
I don't know.
But that being said, they had a bunch of demos on there that was like really cool, and I recommend going to check out. Some of them I will mention here in a second if I can get this to. Hold up.
Ahmani, why we have this free time? I remember that I forgot to mention the game that we played. I forgot the name of it. The 4-player game that we all like weapons and shit.
Oh, I introduced these guys to Power Stone 2.
Oh yeah, Power Stone 2.
I never got to play it, so it was just like, well, wait a minute, what is this? I'm like, oh, dude, this is one of my favorite games of all time. You guys didn't know.
What the fuck is this? And then we locked in.
We started beating the shit out of each other.
Initially, yeah, no, after a bunch of through the power of modern day technology, we're not allowed to say anything else besides that.
Yar har,
And this Dreamcast that I have, we were able to play Power Stone 2.
I actually do own a Dreamcast IRL.
See, there you go.
don't know
Just
about
legally,
We all just went to Costa Rica to go play with him.
yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
How much
what
does a
happened.
copy of Power Stone cost for the Sega Dreamcast?
Oh, you want to know? Because that one's probably rough. I want to see.
Hold up.
I'm curious. All right. Power Stone 2. For the dream, let's look at shopping.
On Amazon,
Ah!
on Amazon, it's $350.
Yeah, I'm also seeing there's one there's a crazy one that is a part of the collection that's for 30 for the Dreamcast, which I'm like, that's not bad. There is a playable home. Well, wait a minute, hold up. This is actual arcade. That's 119. I might have to look into that. And then there's one on eBay for $710.
It's gotta be like I
Yep.
have copies.
They're sealed.
I
They're
see copies
sealed.
here for like
Yeah.
140, 80.
180.
I see a 150 one too.
I mean, that could be a
She's
tax
Right.
write-off.
180 DK
470.
oldies.
447.
That could be a tax write-off.
Got a lot. There's one on the PSP though. Power Stone is on the PSP. Never forget. That's always fun. Power Stone is fun. I love this game. The first one is more of a one-on-one fighter. It doesn't have the whole full party aspect, but it's still the same. But like it's more intense. It's not as crazy because the idea is more so that you're using the environment, you're collecting the stones like we were, but like you're not running through some of the crazier things where like they have you going through like a level or stage transitions are happening. It's just the two of you duking it out and using your supers based on collecting and fighting over the stones. It's really cool. When they did the second one, they was like, we're just gonna go nuts. F tactics. We chose chaos. And that was fun. My boy Wang Tang out here, he's doing his best thing. I believe Aaron took a liking to Genlock, something like that. Big boy.
Yeah, big boy.
Uh,
Big boy, and then when I
Sorry about that.
discovered the fucking weird slicey bitch, it was over. The weird puppet looking fuck.
oh yeah, the fucking Voldo of the game. I'm still on Google Shopping. That's why I need to get out of here. 'Cause I was gonna look up the actual characters so I could tell you each of their names because it's been a minute since I only bothered to learn like a couple. So, it's XL, Akame, where is it? Gunrock is his name. That's who you were playing originally. And then Jack is the weird stabby dude.
Jack, yeah.
And then motherfucking Pete. Yeah, we had a whole like game where all of us just played Pete for some reason, and we said fuck it.
When we kept doing it because somebody kept fucking hitting the A button.
Someone was really salty about losing the Pete game.
We all knew what it was.
Hey, Monty,
Yeah,
did you ever read the manga or see the anime?
I did start watching the anime. I did not finish it.
There's
I
an
didn't read the
anime.
manga though. Yeah, there's
There's
an
an
anime.
anime.
It's fun.
Oh wow.
It does a pretty good job of just kind of being like, hey, we're just gonna try to give this a story.
Even though it's like too chaotic to really put one in.
It's genuinely chaos, but it's just they tried.
Yeah.
You follow Edward Falcon because of course you do. It's Edward fucking Falcon.
Captain Falcon?
No,
Nah, he turns into the robot thing now.
Yeah.
Which this speaking of which, if we're talking about anybody that deserves to be in a Marvel vs. Capcom game, this nigga right here. Mr. Edward Falcon, even though my favorite character is over here, Mr. Wang Tang, and honestly, he could be in it too. I don't care. The fact that Edward Falcon is not in a Marvel vs. Capcom game yet is crazy. Or like any Capcom versus game actually. I don't think any of them are. And that shit's wild. Like genuinely. But that being said, because I started looking up stuff, I forgot to do the thing. If you're supposed to be in a borderless wired, just window, thank you. Do that. So I can move you. And there we go. Now I can move it. Yes, keeps this applied. And now you want to be difficult. You won't let me move you. I love this. I love messing with video games and things of that nature in the background. Here we go. So this is stuff that I was messing around with. We got Wander Stars, which is a game that we talked about a while ago. It was the RPG with modifiers, and it looked like Dragon Ball. It looks like Dragon, like its entire aesthetic is that. But it's straight up like you would do things like you create your super special punch, right? And certain you would put or like a super fire fist, right? The word fist would be its own attack, or punch would be its own like own part of the attack. It would be the attack you're doing actually, and then each modifier would change how it works, and then you would do the attack to somebody, and like depending on which modifiers that you had, it would determine what characters were weak to. Well, it would affect them differently. So maybe some dudes are really weak to kicks, but because you put fire on it, they're also weak to fire. So like you did a punch and they're resistant to the punch but not the fire, right? So now you know that you want to hit them with fire, you just don't want to punch them. And then you can
Unless
obviously
you
add
catch on
things
fire.
then you can add things like super special or extra to it, which change how much damage you do to that attack. And if you hit a weakness, you get back a point that allows you to add another word to the next time you make an attack. Same thing applies with like defense too. So you could say block, but you can make it a super special block or like a fire block, right? Which means that you can. I keep using fire because that was the main one that kept appearing in the demo. But like so now, anytime someone does like fire damage to you, you have resistance against fire, right? Something like that. It was kind of sick. I actually was really enjoying it. I liked what they were doing with it. I don't think it's obviously for everybody, but I think it's fun. I think it's the art is mainly what carries it. It's a cool little RPG that, I mean, you're not wandering around like an open world. You're kind of given like these like storyboard little maps that you're going through, and they have these genuinely beautiful animated cutscenes that are evocative of its style while you're just playing through it. It's just kind of cool. Another one I played is, I believe it's Eclipse Breaker. Eclipse Breaker is weird. okay, the demo is interesting, and I'm interested in it. It's just like I said, it's weird. We're talking about a PlayStation 1 styled game that takes inspiration from Parasite Eve in its battle system, but it's a roguelike, and fighting is the main thing you do, but you're not shooting. um, you're capable of doing a dodge roll, right, to get out of the way. Your attacks, all your attacks are kind of like league attacks, and they're on cooldowns. Um, More so they're on cooldowns, but it's more so like you're taking turns. It might actually be more akin to one of the Final Fantasies, but like when I was playing it, it reminded me specifically of Parasite Eve. But Parasite Eve, you can when you usually went into your battle stance, it paused the game. Correct, Pele? I know you're familiar
Yeah.
with Parasite Eve. Yeah, in this one, it doesn't pause it. It just puts up like the circle in the HUD and allows you to attack certain people. But like things are still moving. Like people like you, they're taking their turns too actively. So it's a bit more action. That's why I'm thinking it might be like one of the Final Fantasies, but it's probably one of the ones I didn't touch. Like maybe anywhere between like 8 and 10? Nah. What's the one with Vaughn? 11?
Vaughn?
Yeah.
I think it's 11. Can't remember exactly.
I think it's more like 11. But 11 had like basically was like a single player MMO. It's weird. I don't even remember what 12 was. I'm not even gonna pretend like I do. I just don't. Who was in 12?
Can't tell you for that one.
Was it Bars? I know 13. Everybody knows 13.
No, Vaughn was in 12.
Okay, so Vaughn was 12. Okay. Who was 11 then? Was that Bart's? If Vaughn's 12. And Titus was 10.
The Adventure. The Adventure was your character.
Huh. In 11. You know what? I've never played that one, so I don't know what the deal is with that one. I'm not even gonna lie.
Isn't 11 like the first attempt at an MMO?
Maybe? Maybe. It's not impossible. I'm not gonna say it. I just couldn't tell you. But deal with Eclipse Breaker is that it is, like I said, it has that same kind of thing going on as like Parasite Eve, but you have the ability to have a squad. Like you have a team that you can use. But you are free moving around in the environment and then attacking on certain commands and when it's your turn and things like that. And you could use that to dodge, you could parry, you can actually block perfect timing and knock the attack back depending on it. But you're constantly moving forward in that way. But these are I didn't get to play with a lot of these things because the demo version only has one character, and from the sounds of it, they might be updating this demo. So like I guess I'll see as it continues, but from what I played I liked, but it's weird to explain is the best way I can describe it. Another thing I played real quick was obviously I played some Marvel vs. Capcom. I had to jump in there, throw some hands on Marvel vs. Capcom 2 because it's been so long, and that came out, so that was fun. Marvel vs. Capcom collection is really cool. And another thing from the expo was Angeline Era, which it's another game that we have talked about in the past, but again, I find myself in a weird position where it is another PS1 style game that is difficult to actually explain. It is an isometric adventure game, right? And that part is easy to do. Where it almost reminds me of a little bit of the Zelda games that existed in general, but it's 3D. It actually looks a lot like how Final Fantasy VII's overworld looks, but as in the aesthetic of the game. But the deal is that you attack by running into people and you automatically slash. You can have like a bomb that you can throw out. that I got a relic that was a bomb that you could throw out at a certain point. That helps you just kind of clear areas and like mess around with things. Enemies die in like maybe 3 to 2 hits, depending on what you're dealing with. It could be more. And it involved a lot of just exploration and kind of puzzle solving. Some of it involved like these. They just had a bunch of really cool little aspects. Like you would on the overworld, in order to get to a new location, you'd search a little area to see if it had like a pathway to go through. And when you did it, you did this little mini game where you were like quote unquote traveling through a forest in like first person, but like that old style RPG kind of first person, like dungeon crawlers, old person, like first person view. And you were like maneuvering yourselves through that as a mini game. And then once you got through, you were in a level, right? You were in a proper level where the mechanics I just explained are how you moved about. So you could move about and attack like by running into things. Essentially, you had a jump, you had a double jump for the platforming sections that existed in it, and then you could shoot because you have an Uzi on you. And that was fun to just mess around with. But like the way the Uzi works is that it only shoots forward or up, so you're always shooting at like the top of the screen. But in some instances, in some levels, it switches perspectives. So then you go from this isometric view to sometimes you're in a 2D view, or things like that. It's a weird game, and it's best seen to get the best kind of understanding of it. Because me attempting to explain it with words are like, wow, this game is fucking weird. But it works is the best thing I can actually describe, is that it's enjoyable in that kind of weird way. Which I guess is very much like PS1 games where they would just slam things together and it's like, I guess that works. I guess that's cool. That seems to be doing a thing, and the people play it and it's like, yeah, no, it's cool. But that's pretty much all I was able to get to out of everything. I started playing a little bit of City Skylines too, just because I wanted to play a builder, and that's about it. So, without further ado, I think that's about it for us in general. I think we got through everybody. That's just about everyone, right?
Pretty sure.
And I don't think there's anything crazy that got announced, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, we did. I literally called you a bastard for not watching it when I posted it.
Oh well,
earlier.
yeah, that's true. I did see the Devil May Cry teaser
We
trailer.
did find out how much Concord costs to make.
$400 million.
$400 million.
Granted, though, across 8 years, but that's still,
that's still
a fuckload of money.
That is not an excuse. That is still a lot of money across 8 years.
Oh, no.
$400 million
I get that,
to make that game, and it was 2 weeks before it went out. $400 million.
That's all that money
Took
down the
8
drain. And they
years
gave
to attempt
refunds.
to make
They
it.
gave refunds,
We
yeah.
made like 40
Sony's not
really
getting
good indie games.
Honestly.
Yeah.
You could have made, I don't know how much Astrobot cost, but I'm pretty sure you're going to make like 5
No
games,
way,
5
Astrobot
versions of
costs
those,
more
right?
than like 15
I coulda took that
million
money.
dollars.
Yeah.
Also, apparently
took
the
that money.
Red Ash anime dropped. I think it's just the one episode that exists.
Wait, Red Ash? Like from
Yeah,
Shinji
that
Inafune?
Yes.
It came out.
Yeah.
Huh.
I have it right here, apparently.
Interesting. Okay.
It did exist.
The estimated
All right.
budget's between
No.
50 to 75 million for Astrobot.
60, okay. Hey, really cheap comparatively anyway.
It's just a lot of weird things are just happening in gaming right now. Is the best way I can describe it. Just weird stuff.
According for what I've heard is that there was just virtually no oversight at all and a culture of toxic positivity in the development of
toxic. That's new.
The idea of toxicity is like the idea is like like you can't really say no to people because you don't want to be like negative.
Oh yeah,
anything.
no, that's
But,
I get it,
yeah.
but that's interesting. That's really interesting. I just haven't heard that one as a problem before. Like I've never heard that as a game development problem before. I just know, just in
$400
general. I'll be
million,
honest. I've just never heard that as a
I
problem.
want to know where that money went. Like, there's no way they didn't. But
Honestly,
there's
no, I
way
need
some of
to
that
know
money
where
didn't get
the way.
embezzled. No way, like, at least half of that didn't get
Mhm.
It
embezzled.
probably went into the assets on making them
That
look
game
really
didn't
nice
look
because the game
that good though. Like, yeah,
That's
it
the
was serviceable,
problem.
but it didn't look.
it's fidelity
Ahmani,
wise.
it didn't look
it
$400 million in 8 years good. Like, it did not look that good. It didn't look like Wukong looks better, infinitely so, in like every way. And they
It does.
and they're both
I'm
made
not
on
gonna say it
Unreal,
doesn't.
aren't they? Isn't Wukong also made on Unreal?
Yeah, they're
Engine?
both made on Unreal.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I'm not
yeah,
gonna say
they're both made.
it does. It's one of those situations where I mean I kind of like attribute it to like the same thing with Mass Effect, where it's like the money just went somewhere, and it's no, my bad, I said Mass Effect, Anthem.
Yeah, the money went somewhere.
And money went somewhere. I don't really know where, but it went somewhere.
Not. It didn't go to
It
this
didn't go to
game for
voice
sure.
actors. It didn't go to the game designers. Clearly, it didn't go to the character
Nope.
designers. You know what I mean?
And here's the thing: the dates of times of when it was announced that Concord was being developed for, like between then till now, you had several live service games released and failed spectacularly. At some point, you should let's stop doing this and repurpose what we're doing. At least have considered that in your brain. But then apparently that never came up to the conversation.
I will
That's
say
what's
this though,
struggling for me.
because I do want to point this out, and this was something that I had seen like a couple times over, just exploring YouTube and things about watching stuff with Concord. I'll say this. Obviously, a bunch of us don't think that the character designs are very good in that
Nope.
game. Like, they're not the best, right? Or like they needed another pass or another go around, things like that. Could definitely be improved. Not the best. That being said, when one of the lead creators or like lead designers come out and is just like, hey, I mean, granted, it's not the best move to say to the internet, but like they were more so trying to defend themselves to, I think, the criticism of like one particular person. Because I saw a little bit about this, and I found it really interesting. Basically they were gonna DM like a creator that was talking about the design and stuff like that, and couldn't, so they just was like, we're just gonna put it out here at the risk of being like, just absolutely demolished. I do think that despite them not having very good designs, I do not think that these people deserve to lose their jobs over this. And there's been like a weird sentiment going on. It seems to be just on the internet right now, and I wanted to acknowledge it, that I'm like, okay, yeah, some people, like, as a like someone that could design characters, you're gonna put out some stinkers sometimes. The whole game's not great. I mean, that's just how it was this time around. I don't think that you should push the idea that these people should be fired and or definitively not be able to do anything else in their careers because they've had one bad game, right? There's been a weird sentiment about people just being like, fuck these guys completely. I'm like, bro, they didn't like steal your children or anything like that. Calm down. Like, they made a couple bad designs for some characters you don't care about. They're a little bland, but like, relax.
If anything else, the people should lose their jobs is like I would say the director heads or the project managers who went into this aggression.
The people at the top are the ones that should lose their jobs, not the
Yeah,
designers.
they should lose
The
their jobs
animators
for
and
sure.
designers tried the best they had with whatever dumb idea they were going for.
And like, they pushed them forward, and everyone was just like, yep, nope, just keep these. And I think that that's, I mean, like, it sucks, but like, because I'll admit, out of a lot of games, to be fair, that have been bad, I will say that Concord's design team, like the people who specifically had character designs, are taking one of the biggest brunts for this game. They're taking the major L on this one.
Oh yeah, no, they've been shafted upon left and right. Like, yes, your design is not really fantastic.
Their designs were pretty bad, to be fair.
Yeah, they're not great. Like,
but not $400 million bad.
To make fun of. Yeah, it's funny to make fun of.
How did this get past everyone and nobody went, hey, maybe we should like look at this again. Let's just.
Why did no one at Sony say like, we're wasting this much money on it? Like, what's going on right now? Like, seriously, like no one's just
this?
Yeah.
Or better yet, like, just, I don't understand how we didn't come up with something a bit more creative. We're like, we're doing a hero shooter. I'm like, okay, we can count on our hands how many hero shooters are coming out, and like, is this gonna do any better than? Okay,
The others?
we knew it wasn't gonna do better than Overwatch. Because Overwatch already won the space. It's literally the #1 hero shooter, bar none. It's got it, right?
So Battle Rivals come out.
There's an argument for Apex.
Mhm.
Marvel Rivals is around the corner.
I'm gonna be honest. I still could not argue. I don't think Apex is a hero shooter. As much as they have abilities, it's still a battle royale more than it is anything else.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, but it's like it's a hybrid of it. It's a hero shooter and a battle royale.
Royale with abilities, but I just don't think that makes it a hero shooter. They just have abilities.
See, I would agree with you if you pick the abilities up off the ground, but each character specifically has specific abilities and how they use them.
Not
so
really.
That's kind of what makes it a hero shooter.
I mean,
Like they even have an ult, dude. They have an ultimate.
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They have abilities, but like, I even though it's a hero shooter, I just feel like it being a battle royale overshines everything about what a hero shooter is. Like, you're not fighting for a point. You're not like you are just battle royale.
You're not, but your team comp does well. Your team comp used to matter. They now edited it so that you can have any team comp, which is actually the better way of doing it. But like, your team comp matters. Like how your team is built and what your team is capable of is a thing in trios, like not so much in duos. And I think it's kind of the reason, well, no, it does matter in duos, but like it's kind of the reason why they didn't want to put a single player mode in it for the longest, because I don't know if it still doesn't have single queue. Was it still? Because
I don't know. I know there's a single queue.
There's
There's a single.
I
You
know
can play
for a
solo.
long period of time they just didn't have solo queue.
Yeah.
And
For a
so
while
it's
there,
just
but no, there's a solo queue now because they so don't
Yeah.
rely on a team.
But
for
like
it.
the idea is that like team abilities and working together with other people and having synergies was a big important part of that game, which is why it's considered a hero shooter. Is that like your characters matter and have abilities they can do that only are specific to that specific character, and that's what makes it a hero shooter. Now it's like I said, it's a mix of the two. Like what we commonly think of with a hero shooter is obviously Overwatch, because Overwatch kind of invented the genre, quote unquote. So like,
I think TF2.
Yeah, like,
TF2 invented the tier.
TF2
technically.
I don't think it's a technically.
But you know what I mean?
They absolutely invented it.
Yes, they
Like,
did.
there's no
They did.
Overwatch
Yeah, I
is
say
a direct copy.
Listen, I say technically because it wasn't called a hero
Yeah,
shooter
but
until after Overwatch.
I mean, sure, because
Which is
then
why
the,
I'm
the
like,
genre became a
you
thing
know.
because there was more than one. Like, there was more than one big one. So, like, oh, it's not just a TF2 clone. Now it's an actual genre.
Overwatch.
Now it's
Yeah.
a genre.
Because don't forget, Rainbow Six Siege is technically a hero shooter. As
It
well.
is
But
also
it's like
a
a
hero
tactical hero shooter, which gets a
it's
whole
a tactical
point
hero.
of it, you know, it's a
It's a
whole
hero
point.
shooter. But like that's the deal, right? So it's like, that's the other thing. Was it gonna be better than Siege?
No.
Which, I mean, it's one of those things where it's just like, if you like put like any form of foresight into it, and just because like other games exist doesn't mean that you couldn't put your own unique spin on it. But like, what was the unique spin exactly?
Sci-fi, I guess.
I guess sci-fi.
I do say I guess because that was like the only distinction I could
But
think
not
of. But
for- not
Overwatch
for
also
nothing,
is
but
really
like,
kind of
Destiny
sci-fi too.
exists.
Destiny
And Destiny's not
exists.
inherently a hero shooter, but like
It's an MMO.
it's doing
technically.
the shooting thing in space, and you have PvP, which is important to that game, with superpowers and abilities and stuff like that, right? Like, so it's like, you might be covered a little bit. I'm not sure.
I think we're reaching a point with games kind of similar to like what happens like when like you're like, for example, like with swords in history, where like we have a lot of different names for all these swords that existed throughout history, whereas at one point they were just referred to as swords. Like we have Zweihander, Montante, all these different like names for a two-handed sword, and overall people just said, I need a sword that I can use with two hands. They didn't have probably like a crazy name for it, But like as we start like as things start developing, we just start trying to like label things, and it can get really hard, especially with some games, because like they just do their own thing, and it's like, damn.
Well, here's the biggest problem with video games.
There's just
is
so
that
many
video
different...
games is the only. No, it's not even just that, because you mentioned the sword thing, but the sword thing's not exactly apt. And the only reason why I say this is because video games are the only genre well, only medium, I should say, not genre. Only medium in which the genre is determined by so many different factors.
Yeah, no,
So
no,
like obviously thematically for like movies and TVs and books and stuff, it's the themes. The themes that are in this tend to be what the genre is. When it comes to video games, it's like it's the camera placement. It's whether or not you can jump. It's like
First person, third person,
Like
platformer.
it's like it's the themes as well. Like it's a lot of stuff. It's like survival horror and horror are different because survival horror you can fight back. In horror you can't. Like just
No, you
simply
just run
being
and
able
hide.
to do that makes it the difference. Right? And it's just like it's so nuanced that it becomes so weird, right? Like technically you're not wrong. There's a bunch of games that could fit into a ton of different genres. There are people that think that Legend of Zelda is an RPG. I don't agree with that. But like people think it, right? Because it's called a role-playing game and you're playing the role of being Link. Same thing with people that played Batman or Spider-Man. They're like, oh yeah, it's a role-playing game because you're playing the role of playing Spider-Man or Batman. And I'm like, no, it's an action game.
I mean, if you're gonna go be that pedantic about it, then every single game is an RPG.
Yeah, those people get on my nerves. But yeah, like you could make that idea. But like what usually determines an RPG, at least in my book, is the ability to level up, even if you cannot. Well, I say this, but both of those games do have that. But it's the ability to level up and customization of that character, right? So like you get to determine your character doesn't always end up in the same spot. You can make a build, right? Like you could do different things. Characters can be a little different. And that's kind of true for like all of those games. Either that or you have a party. You usually have a party in most RPGs. I think obviously it changes up because then you have JRPGs or turn-based RPGs, like CRPGs. Like these are all different.
It's like a lot of,
but like they're supposed to
a lot
all
of
be
minutia
RPGs.
to like this to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Again, that's what you classify. That's a classification system as a whole, but that's just music is one of the bigger examples of that. That's also pretty hard to pin down because during the 80s and 90s, anything that sounded rock but also not exactly the same each other were just put into one really dumb category just called punk rock.
Yeah.
It's true.
I mean that happens. Generalizations happen in general. Like I mean, with anything, you know what I mean. Like any kind of genre, you know what I mean. But any news though? Like what we got news wise? Come on, bro.
Besides the Devil May Cry one, we also got an announcement for a Splinter Cell anime, Tomb Raider, Badge of the Gathering, another Cyberpunk anime set in the same universe.
Like a game?
Yes, Badge of the Gathering universe is getting an anime.
Anime? Interesting.
Yeah.
Yes.
We also got the Pirate Yakuza game. So it's Majima being a pirate in Hawaii. That one
the man who raised his name now, the man who forgot his name is now a pirate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like the other one where it was the Yakuza characters acting as historical figures. Nah, it's just Majima became a pirate.
Yep. He forgot his memory in Hawaii and now he's a pirate.
He's fighting pirates is the thing. It's like, dang, bro. There's a kid with a tiger. I was like, what the fuck? Tigers in Hawaii?
New gameplay and stuff like that for Crimson Desert, and there's a lot of talk about Dragon Age Veilguard. A lot of gameplay that's actually currently out right now too. If anybody wants to get those impressions right now, currently, go ahead. We weren't invited to such a thing, and that's unfortunate because I really would have liked to be invited.
Ahmani is so excited for this game. My cousin is losing his shit, bro. He's so excited.
Yeah, as a fellow fan of Dragon Age, I'm actually apprehensive because I don't trust EA.
Hey.
That's just
totally
me.
fair,
That's just
but
me,
hey, I hope it's
fair.
good.
It's one of their.
I'm hoping it's good. That's all I can hope for.
They do their best.
Yeah.
They try with those. All right.
It's just that the
Sony revealed the "I want to take your money right now" version of the console,
yes.
and then I remembered that it's So they have the anniversary throwback version that looks like a classic PS1.
So good.
It looks so cool.
The charger
and it's limited time.
The charger plugs are shaped like the original PlayStation 1 controller.
I saw that. I was like, oh my god.
But it is a limited release with only 12,000 copies, and people are going to scalp the shit out of it.
Here's the other problem though. So these are only available for the Slim and the
Pro.
The Pro.
So you gotta pay that
So-
700 plus $800.
I don't know.
$700
Yeah.
minimum, probably gonna be higher because of limited
We
edition.
definitely don't like the price of the Pro. We're like, no, that's a no. Don't do that. That's bad. And the price of the Slim is reasonable because it's PlayStation, but like also it's a digital version, and so
Yeah,
like
there's
a
no
lot of
disc
us
drive.
like our physical media.
Yeah.
So unless you feel like buying an extra disc drive, it's
Which is another
it's
$80.
kinda- yeah, and I'm like,
And more likely won't be in the same color as the one you got, so
Now
flashing.
it's possible to get the disc plates, but
Hmm.
then you probably won't have the cords and controller.
Nope.
Which then makes me go like, fuck. Man, I want this so bad. it's so, oh. It's so
Well, if you have a spare 1,000 lying around, or donate
it's
to
so
us, we would
cool.
love it.
I'm not buying the Pro. Obviously, I was gonna get the Slim.
It's just the Pro stuff. It's pretty cheap. Nothing too bad.
Pro is like $700, bro.
Yep. And this is limited
this is
edition because they haven't even
required, so that's
announced
probably
they,
$8.
they haven't even announced the price yet, so I'm pretty sure it's gonna be more expensive.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Just like, I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised at all. But besides that, I think that's about it. Not much else to worry about from that one. I mean, like, we could keep going, but we're hitting like an hour and 30 and change. So, without further ado, we'll bring it to a close. Thank you, everyone, for joining us on this one. Thank you, my boys, for being here.
The boys.
I always appreciate you guys. Yeah, the boys. Thank you to just to everyone. We'll just do the whole thing. Just hey, you guys out there that are listening, thank you. My guys here that are helping, thank them. And then whoever's out here helping in other ways that we don't really know, thank you guys too. And those guys that aren't helping at all, you know what? You just keep doing you.
I was gonna say like you did.
Eat a dick.
As always, you can always hit us up at paperplayaction@gmail.com. That is paperplayaction@gmail.com. You could do that and let us, get questions and stuff like that, and we can answer them here for you if you need to. Maybe we'll shake it up or something. You can also, if you want to follow us on the social medias where you'll find out when we go streaming and things like that, you can hit us up at paper_action. That is paper_action. And that is literally on everything for the most part. Yeah. So like Instagram, the app formerly known as Twitter, and Threads. And I don't think there's anything else that exists currently, really. If I'm wrong, it'd be like that. But yeah, those are the ones that you can hit us up on. Or also, you can just watch us on twitch.tv/paperplayaction.
Mm-hmm.
And you can also see some of those streams. Emphasis on some.
Yeah. Come along,
YouTube
continue
channel.
on with me, Aaron, and Danny watching Star Wars. We appreciate the view.
Yeah, that was fun.
We did. Yeah, we're
So-
gonna watch episode 5.
Episode 5 next Tuesday.
Oh Lord.
It's gonna be fun. Yeah.
Episode, what?
Oh Lord, that's a good one.
Wild boy. Episode 5 is one of the good ones.
Oh, it is. Okay.
That's Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah,
That's
it's
arguably the
considerably
best
the
one.
best one.
I
Yeah.
genuinely don't remember which one's which. So
So
I think you
8
thought
and
of
9 of
the
the
sequel
I did,
series. They're
actually.
not watching
Eight-
the sequel
yeah,
series.
eight and 9 are the ones
When
we're worried
when
about.
Doing the exit, we should.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
the sequel series is bomb. That being said, what else am I have to do? I think that's pretty much it. Spread the love is the main
Spread
thing.
the
That's the last one.
love.
Spread the love. Talk to people. Let people know about the show. We don't pay for advertisement, so word of mouth is how we get
Oh.
around.
You shouldn't say spread the love anymore because that's P Diddy's nickname.
Wait, what now?
What?
His name is Love.
Spread the love, bro. His love is gonna get spread in
Who-
prison, bro.
wait a
That's
minute,
all
hold
I'm
up,
saying.
hold up. Whose thing was
He
this?
did he?
No.
Diddy's.
No.
He did.
That's the one of
One
his
of his
nicknames,
nicknames
or
is
like
Love.
AKA.
Love,
Love.
man.
I saw that in the trial things. P Diddy, aka Puff Daddy, aka there's like 3 AKAs. It was so fucking funny.
You know what? Just
AKA
fuck P. Diddy. I don't give a shit.
I don't give a shit. Spread the love. Y'all know what I was talking about.
Bye.
Fuck P Diddy.
Fuck P. Diddy.
1,000.
That's how we ended the show. Eat a
Is
dick.
that the name of the episode now? Fuck P Diddy.
Fuck P Diddy, yeah.
Fuck P Diddy.
1,000 bottles of baby oil.
And lube.
Diddy and his 1,000
And his bottles of
thousands
oil.
of bottles of baby.
Oh my god.
That's
Okay.
All right, good night.
Well.
good night.
Interesting.